well, apparently some of our players said that there was a gentleman's agreement that the highest peak MMR players of their team would go in lobby 1 and then in descending order to lobby 4. I'm not necessarily sure if that's true, but even looking at peak MMR, that might not even be the best indicator of the strongest player right now, because there have been many different metas. And talking to Lee a little bit before the tournament started, he mentioned that lobby 2 is probably the scariest in terms of players that are strongest in this current meta. So that's a compliment to Dog once again, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, he does play every day, so he better be pretty good. Stupid David.
Indeed. Looks like we are going to start observing lobby 1 soon, and this is the one that contains Zorgo, Tyler, XQN, Mr. Incredible, Shady Bunny, Sho, Matsuri, and Jeef, and it's the one that Jeef won a while ago. And I'm so glad that we get to see this, because I truly think that style is a thing that exists in Battlegrounds that might not necessarily exist in Constructed, right? I believe in Constructed there's a correct play and a wrong play, and you can decide that with enough minds coming together. In Battlegrounds, sometimes we see the best players disagreeing with each other over the right line and still managing to get great results no matter what they go for. So I'd love to see how particularly XQN and Jeef approach this, because they're two very different styles of players.
Look at his beanie! Cute. Oh, wait, this is lobby 2.
Oh.
Actually. This should be lobby B, because David is in lobby B.
All right. Do you think we will get confirmation later on as to where we're actually pivoting? But I know I'm happy to watch this one as well, because this is a George game, which I actually think George got really good with the introduction of Gem Splitter. I just look for that every single time.
Yes. Honestly, Gem Splitter George, mwah. You know, it's just such powerful scaling for the mid game, and it really lets George stabilize. There are no Murlocs, so you can't actually go for the Murloc poison scam. But yeah, we do have Mexin, and we do have the Quillboars in, and it's really what you want to see.
Yeah. And so because like Gem Splitter is probably close to game plan A for George, do you feel like Super JJ ever just goes for the power level up to 3 in this situation, or should he be more aware of the damage he takes on early?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
So whenever I played George a couple times, and they were with David, and he has a better grasp than I do on this game for sure. And he really is a strong believer in picking up units on 2. He doesn't like power leveling to 3 because it takes too long. You know, if you level to 3, you're taking a lot of damage, and then you have to pick up minions, and you have to still hero power things. So you just take too many hits along the way, because hero powering is quite slow, right? You're spending 2 gold to just put a Divine Shield up. And so I'm not sure what's the absolute correct way, but I know as far as David's concerned, he really enjoys playing George, getting to 2, and then picking up, 1 or 2 turns worth of units, if you can buy them. Sometimes the shops are just so unplayable, you have to level.
True. I mean, that certainly makes a lot of sense, because for George in particular, on 5 gold, you do have a fully efficient way of spending your mana every single time, given that the shop isn't completely trash, and it isn't there. Moving over to Goddammit, though, who is one of the players that I cast before at a invitational Battlegrounds tournament by Play Hearthstone, and he performed really, really well in that one. He's on the Galakrond here, hits the high main for tier 4, not quite good enough to take, but are you the type of player, Hafu, that likes to stop around 5 if you get a scaling unit such as Lightfang?
I don't like Lightfang. That's not the one I would look for. Yeah, I mean, I think tempo for Galakrond tends to be better, just to get 1 unit that will carry you. Like, honestly, maybe it's a losing play. I would have considered just taking that high main.
Oh,
taking
really?
that high main, going. It just feels extra bad because you're up against a Reform and you really don't want to give him something like that. But
yes,
I would just consider it, especially now that I'm limping a gold. I kind of hate being gold inefficient, and looks like he's forced to, and he's forced to give him a pair. Collins is excited to see this.
Mm-hmm.
And he loses
health on the but not by a lot, right? The health
Yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
micro mummy landing there made it such a Goddammit
Take.
taking minimum here. And I also want to note that Galakrond, I feel like, improved with the big overhaul of Battlegrounds because there's minions on 4 you can take that can help you scale,
Yeah.
like the matron we saw from RD a while ago, and also
Definitely.
if elementals are in, the like dazzling elemental.
Yes. Well, here, let's see if he opts for it. He can go for Lightning. We already have 2 tribes. However, you're not able to actually buy anything else. You'd have to level here if you want to be gold efficient. So yeah, it's +4/4 for a turn. You can go for it. I don't love it. Like, Lightning is just, like, what are we buffing here? I mean, the mech is okay. Both of these units are fine, right? Because mech you can put attach the Divine Shield, annoy module onto, and the demon is fine just because it's just a fine unit.
Yeah, I completely agree. As far as like 1-drops you can buff with Lightfang, these are both well above average. But it looks like Goddammit says not good enough. He's buying the pair on the Impulsive Trickster, and he's going up to a tier 6 minion, where things truly start to get spicy because Quillbores are in, mechs are in, although we do know that the Buster isn't quite as good anymore.
Like, are you happy with the Charlie here if you hit it?
Maybe not. So what is actually the ideal 6-drop?
Oh, I mean, easily Full Reaper or one of the mechs, right? Like, you want an Omega Buster. I think there's no doubt about that. Gas Coiler is okay, but it's one of those things that's just like, it'll stabilize you for a little, but it won't give you a win condition. Omega Buster is honestly where it's at, or like the Full Reaper will just stabilize you for sure.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's see what he gets. But boom! Oh, Omega.
Oh,
no way! No way! Really?
He's going Felbat?
Really?
2 demons? Wow. Okay.
I am really shocked. I would love to see how this plays out for him, because like I would just snap pick that. Like I would just. I haven't played since they nerfed it by 1/1, so maybe they got that one worse. But for me, snap pick that Omega Buster. I have my comp. I know what I'm going for.
True.
I love it. Wow. Look how. Oh, I was like, look how aggressive he's playing, but he's re-rolling his shop to ensure that he's got better stats to eat for his Felbat. Very interesting.
Yeah, 3 whole minions, because it would have been lacking right on the last one. Yes. And so what he's going for here is buffing the 2 tricksters, which actually can turn out to be a comp of its own, especially if he can end up tripling that, getting the macaw, and then putting that health on something else. If he can land poisons at some point, can be an endgame, which is honestly not something I considered over the Omega Buster like you were talking about, because the Buster seems like a 1 minion package deal. But in terms of immediate stats, I think the Felbat makes a lot of sense too.
So he actually, there's no Murloc, so it's quite difficult to get poison. The only poison available is the Mixna and obviously Amalgadon, if you're able to land the poison on that. So we'll see. But he is, tempoing out. Which character is David, if I may ask? We weren't able to look through. Be Nice is on the Omu. How do you feel about Omu in this meta?
Oh man, I honestly feel like I'm worst Omu APAC. Like always, people rank Omu decently, but I'm just so addicted to being gold efficient, and I just power level if there's a trash shop, and then I die.
Yeah, it feels like staying one, a couple extra turns, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, just seems to be quite strong right now, and it's kind of counterintuitive to do that with Omu. Still obviously a strong hero.
We do have one of the heroes on the opposite end of the greed spectrum in Daryl, where we've seen a lot of players just go for staying on 1 to dance on Puckbot, as we can see Oliash has gone for here. But in terms of transitioning, because he's went so all in on a mech, you'd have to assume he wants to eventually get an Omega Buster, but how does he safely go from 3 to either 5 and triple or 6?
I mean, you can still make strong comps without Omega Buster, right? I think with Mackerel or like Greasebot and just Deflecto bots, like it's still strong. I don't think Omega Buster is an end-all be-all comp. Just because mechs have always been pretty powerful, right? Like Deflecto, and the synergy between Deflecto and Mackerel is just pretty silly. If you're able to actually you can just scam people in their macros.
Ooh, but the George of Super JJ starting to get the shields online, doesn't quite have gem splitters, so it's not auto scaling, but it's quite a lot of stats for now. Does this turn into a tie?
I think it's a win. Oh nope, it's a tie.
Exactly, wow.
Yep, both players are quite happy to see that.
Oh, the Soralisk is tempting, even though it's very slow. It's just one of those minions that has splash benefit from going Daryl because you're buying and selling a lot, and every death rattle you buy will continue to buff it. Do you think it's too late?
I think it's too late. Like at this point, we're past that. It's like 9 gold, right? At 9 gold. Oh, this is David. What is he going for? Oh, he wants Nomi. Oh, he's going for scaling, but he's not able to get a Nomi just yet. Ooh, those are good ones.
Ooh.
Can I tank?
Has the 2 reborn minions, so the Nest Matron's a bit tempting, especially with the Ring Matron in hand right now.
I mean,
looks like he has to.
So strong though. Yeah, he just want to die, right? And the tank is so powerful against George, so I actually like this choice a lot.
Great tempo, allows him to maybe ping off some shields. Although I guess 6 damage is more than a ping in this situation. It'll be enough to kill the minions through the shields. Ring Matron pair is very nice, and the Master of Realities, ever since it went to 5, just became a decent unit with that Molten Rock synergy. Every elemental that Dog plays here is going to keep buffing. He's going champion, maybe?
Considering it, right?
It's 4 taunts, and the Matron in hand. Okay.
He said, I don't want to get baited.
Bumper.
2 pairs. It seems like a good setup to find that Nomi, because that still feels like a pretty decent direction from here. Feels a bit late to pick up the Dazzling Elemental if he finds it, though.
Not the best positioning by David here, but it works out here.
This is definitely not a first place game, though. This is like playing for top 4.
Yep, as you can hear him say, it's definitely not a first place game.
The music is loud.
I agree, David. It is looking like a pray for top 4. If he's able to find a Nomi in the upcoming turns, it might do it because the Nomi will scale with the Master, right? So it's not too bad. Like sometimes it's too late. It's just like too late to get Nomi, but with the Master, I think it's okay.
Indeed.
But it looks like he's kind of giving up on that dream.
It's interesting, right? Because especially on Silas, there's some temptation to level to just get the Nomi off of that Discover, but Dog has clearly been playing for tempo here, just trying to get that top 4 ever since taking the tank. This Smogger looked pretty interesting, but I wasn't quite sure what he was going to end up buffing with it.
I mean, buffing one of the taunts is fine, but getting more rolls is fine too. So Edwin is, I don't know. I don't really love Edwin.
But he's got a cleave.
True, he does have a buffing unit, but it's just not sexy, you know?
Well, is this the kind of lobby where 1 or 2 giant cleaves can scam? There's George, so maybe not quite versus that. The mechs are still in. But, you know, he's also got this Divine Shield. I don't hate J-Kuruk's position, especially since like the Necrolytes are especially effective because he has the Bristleback Brute, so you can get even more bang for your buck when you transfer the stats onto the Hydra.
Sure, he's already done that once already, and we only are generating 1 gem a turn, right? So it's like, honestly, how happy are you? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see this one for the banner board. So he is guaranteeing the value. So you're absolutely right. It just seems a little too cute, right? Like he's got a board of nothing.
True. Oh man, goddammit. It's gone wild. That cleave was all the way to the right, which is what you don't want to see in this position. Can he die here? That's a Felbat.
He can die.
And the health is going to go off with a death rattle. Oh,
5 or 6. Oh, devastating.
The 13.7% to die. Very sad because
he tied with JJ.
Oh no.
Okay, JJ. Do you need to sleep?
13%.
Feels bad. especially since it felt like this comp still had maybe potential to transition into a menagerie type thing. He had Beast, Quillbore, and Mech, but wasn't meant to be. We're jumping in with Collins now, who is on the Reform and has an Omega Buster and a Hydra of his own. I don't know.
These Mech demons. What the? We still have an Acolyte? What am I looking at? This is such a mess of a comp.
It feels like one of two things happened. Like he was already on Beast and tried to triple into Goldren, didn't hit it, so took the Omega Buster. Or he was on Mechs and tried to find Mech synergy, but just found Beast. Yeah.
I see. Okay. I would triple sell for this high main.
It's just so much more stats than last turn. The tempo you can get from Mama Bear can easily secure a top 4, in my opinion.
I don't think this 8-6 matters, do you? The demon?
But does it matter less than the egg is the thing? Like, is he eventually going to sell off all the mechs, or does he kind of want to have his foot in either door to make sure he can go back to mechs if needed?
True. David has to get out of that elemental pair. So he's got no more scaling. He's just trying to hang on, and it's looking very grim for David.
Golden Mechano, though?
Murdered.
Yeah.
It's not the scariest thing I've ever seen.
No, definitely not. Like, the whole back end of this Daryl is complete trash, so...
True. It's only able to get one from that. However, we're getting full value from the other. Oh. But this oh, good. That was a really good hit, actually. Because he's able to take one more hit, get some more of these things. Oh, but that is not the hit you want to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it looks like he'll live at least. Yes. The remaining minions are very low health. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He just had to win a couple flips there, and he's able to take that down. Nice. Good job, Bieber.
Drops Oliash down to 15.
Though.
And
he's
starting to get tense.
So scaly.
So this feels like it's the new version of Taunt Comp. The Mechano tank has taken the place of Kiraji Harbinger of just trying to stay in the top 4.
Yeah.
But what else do you do to improve from here, do you think?
I don't even know how to get stronger. At this point, you're just like, please, someone else die so I don't have to do this.
He has this Rattler, so maybe I'd be interested if I were him in taking like even just a high main if it appeared, just any minion that generates more minions to scam even more with a Mechano tank.
It's so difficult though because you need to make sure you have the board space. Is the only issue with that.
So maybe lead master? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean like maybe just this rat and have it be a 2/2 and put it back, but David is uninterested in it. I
did discuss it for a bit.
Looking to do. Like, none of this looks good.
You could just get the arm back, I guess. It looks better than any of these other things.
Yeah, the arm or like a mech.
Or one more roll, I suppose, is also doable because he has the Rattler, but it feels bad to lose that insurance. So he is just going for the arm again, leading with the Devourer to make room for the Juggler to get max value and the Mechano tank. I didn't even see XD's board.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. Also looks like a scammy build.
Looks like the stronger scammy build, but maybe the Mechano tank can pull it back.
I think the Mechano tank is actually stronger than you'd think, right here. Because he doesn't have a lot of stats. Like look at his health on his units. You know, this Master of Reality is able to get a free trait there.
Good point. And the fish dying like that is huge, right? No board space to get back all the tokens.
Okay, and that's everything.
It was so fast that I literally had to go for some shit build like this.
Yeah.
David's saying how fast the lobby is, but he's taking it down. I mean, he's really understanding when he can go for the win and when he has to kind of just donk people down and get a couple places higher. And he's able to knock out XD here. He's hoping for one more person to get knocked out. Nice. He's got the top 4.
Managed to sneak in there. Second master feels way too late here.
Yes. Oh, the daddy. Is that not for consideration? It seems very good here.
Yeah. over the arm, right? I think the attack you get from the arm is negligible by this point. He just wants more token generators.
And I have to say, I'm so impressed that this worked out for Gadamit. Like, I would not have even considered the Felbat in that situation. And look at him. Look at him, just absolutely crushing it.
He is thriving.
Yes, he is thriving.
Does the Macaw become a consideration, though? Because his only death rattles are the huge health on the Impulsive Tricksters. Feels less appetizing while he hasn't tripled it, but it's also another tribe if he eventually plays this Amalgadon later.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's too cute. Oh, now he.
Oh, yeah.
And do you even want to Divine Shield that? It's a demon, you know? So you can Divine Shield, and it's a demon that's growing.
True.
But it does turn off the chance at the Macaw working. Just gonna let that
rolls
go.
past it. Yeah.
What a
bit sad for Goddammit. Yeah.
Oh, he's like, oh, the shop.
Wow. Oh, and he'll eat the triple. Unlucky.
Nom nom nom.
But at least the stats are good, right? In general. A bit sad that no Murlocs are in, so he can't end up poisoning the Amalgadon, but can maybe hang in there. Looks like he's favored here because of the death rattles, you'd have to assume, on the imps.
I mean, both of these Divine Shields are hitting one of his weaker minions, you know, and he's got some giants back there. So, quite good for Goddammit. Yeah, and he's just a little bigger. So, oh, unless he's able to clear everything. No, there's no way.
And
but he's able to live.
Oh, at 1.
Goodness. Oh my goodness, he's so lucky. Oh, yeah, David's dead. That is a 4th. 4th is fine. It's not the worst, not the best.
I mean, given that his comp was just a bunch of scraps put together with a Mechano tank, very impressive, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, this lobby was not that scary in terms of the hero strength, right? We didn't see like Hook Tusk or I mean, Jandis wasn't that strong because there's no Murlocs. There's only 1 token, but not crazy heroes.
Indeed. All right, I'd assume it's looking for Ground Shaker here for Oliash to get stronger mainly. I don't think he quite needs that 4th gem splitter. But I'd be
maxing out every turn.
Oh, still nothing really good on 4.
Yeah. Do you just?
But he's facing Dog's Ghost, so it's trying to be strong versus Mechano tanks. How do you do that? You need health on things.
He already has the health, I think. I think he's
okay.
Doing just fine. And he, Goddammit, able to triple his Trickster. So that 68 health, so strong in a lobby without poison.
Gonna be a 6 minion Andy here, it looks like, though. Not a problem, because he has enough health on these things.
Yeah.
The 4th Felbat.
Yeah,
a 5 minion Andy.
I think this is better because you don't want that to land on the health to land on that Argus, right?
True.
Like that would be devastating.
It's just really good fundamentals. I myself really struggle to realize when doing things that look so counterintuitive, like ending with 5 minions. When is it viable? Yeah. And you're absolutely right. It's a minion that it's a lobby where it's really tough to get poisoned. So if you just have minions, like even if there are a few that are tall, that tends to win games.
Yeah.
Golden Mama though. Oh, that snipe! That's insane.
I think he was pretty. I can't see. How are you able to see the odds? I can't see the odds.
I think at the top of our feed. I mean, it's just showing on their stream, I think.
Okay. Why does it work? I don't know why. The top of mine is cut off. All good. I think he was pretty favored anyway, right?
Yeah, it's like 97.6.
Okay. I was gonna say, goddammit, was favored, right? Because I imagine looking at this.
Well, okay. And he's just won.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow, David's clone took down Oliash.
I mean, I guess Oliash didn't have the health, right? The Mechano tank carried all the way to the end, dragging somebody else to the grave alongside it. But for Goddammit, you called it at the beginning, right? We were looking at his perspective, talking about what Galakrond needs to hit, and we were saying, well, on 6 drops, Quill bars aren't good enough. Probably try and take Omega Busters because that's a guaranteed direction. But Goddammit said, no, I want Felbat and 1 off the back of it. Ooh.
Wow.
Lee looking
on that with Ghoul.
really strong here.
Really bad
George
here.
Quills.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Like,
so
it's not like we're
strong.
hitting a bunch of things. It's just his break points.
It's actually
with Beavis
so
here.
freaking strong.
True. I don't think Bofer has a
Omega
chance
Omega
here.
dead.
That's a giant battle master as well. Like the fact that George is not glass cannoning, because a lot of the time what happens is you have these minions with super low health because you're putting all your gems on ground shakers and just relying on divine shield brute force is where George tends to end up. But Lee also has the health behind all of the divine shields. It's so tough to beat that.
Still just die, right? Like neither
And
of those
he's
make a
in the
difference.
final fight.
We need to
Oh,
be able to get
yeah.
our value trades as well as he does. We take our 3.
Oh, well. I think Odd Dragon's got this.
Giant elementals.
Well, Galakrond elementals is especially silly, right? Because you just are banking so much gold every turn. It's just, I mean, like the stats are ridiculous.
He even had a pirate in hand just for this. Yeah, you just giga stack stats, and because this is the final fight, he's going to get rid of the Nomi at the end of this as well and have the strongest possible board. Does the Zap have any role to play, do you think? I can't fully remember Lee's board.
He already has the Ghoul in hand, so, you know, he's already prepped. Cool. Dragon's just going through the motions, trying to make sure he ends this game, and he's definitely going to take this down. Sorry, Lee.
I do wish we would have gotten to see, though, how much money Odd Dragon had next turn. Like 50 or something.
More than necessary, that's for sure.
Yeah, very cleanly done. The Ghoul takes the place of the Nomi, and even though Lee has this 71-71, it pales in comparison to this giant golden Wildfire Elemental, and even the golden Refreshen anomaly.
That guy's lost more than I thought.
Terrible hit.
I mean, I don't.
It is 100% win, but
yeah.
You know.
Dude, there's so much.
When Galakrond gets to this point on Nomi, it's just over, right?
Yep. On Pirates too, to a certain extent, if you have the APM to back it up.
We got first.
Oh, but all of his teammates got first?
What? According to the chat.
All of them? Yeah, this team won all of the lobbies.
What? That's insane. You're telling me that's plus 200 for the entire team in one round? Oh my goodness.
Seems, yeah, that's pretty nutty. That is pretty nutty.